Hello everyone, this is Mr. Alberonen here again, and yes, I've been a little MIA for a while, and I was a little late to join the Rashid train, but finally we're here. Actually, the day that Rashid came out, I was at the airport for a 20-hour stopover, and I did get to try him out a little bit there, but I was not about to pop out a breakdown in Terminal 3 waiting for my plane. So a little bit of time has passed, and I know I'm late, but hey, it's never too late to join the Rashid train, because I've been playing him a little bit for the past week, and damn, he's a lot of fun. And I think for a character like this, it was actually pretty good that I had to take a while before I actually played him or did any kind of breakdown for him, because he's a pretty complex character, even compared to some of the other characters who are technically called hard, like Juri and I think JP is as well. I think Rashid actually kind of tops them. Not that he's really difficult to use, but he's really difficult to be good at or to use effectively. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can just go brainless, do like single things and just be safe and do whack stuff with all of his ridiculousness. But he also has so many tools that it's almost impossible to use them all effectively. And ideally, that would be the best way to play the character. When you know how to use all of his interesting tools of movement options, like triple air actions with the like double jumps, dive kicks, all these like movement options with projectiles, and all of his movement gets completely changed when he has a tornado on the screen. He's a really, really cool character. So, as with all the other Let's Learn videos, we are going to go over all of his buttons, specials, combos, and general game plan and strategy, like how we're going to approach the character. And then once we've gone over all of that, we're going to try him online together and see how we do. So let's get right into it, because it's going to be a long one and a spicy one. So for Rashid's light attacks, his standings are 4 frames and his crouchings are both 5 frames. And his general poking game is actually really good with his lights. So standing light, obviously 4 frames. It's also kind of the longest reaching one, so you can do 3 of these in a row, whereas you maybe couldn't do like 2 standings into crouching because the crouching doesn't reach as far. What's kind of interesting about the crouching ones being 1 frame slower is that if the opponent is blocking, you might notice a lot of Rashid players have these interesting poking patterns where they go standing, crouching, standing. And as you can see in the bottom yellow there, actually you can see my cursor in this game. So if I do standing, crouching, standing, there's this one gap in between the standing and the crouching, or if I just did a bunch of standing, there's not really a gap in between, or there is technically a gap, but it's a lot smaller. So the reason they go for standing, crouching, standing is that the little gap makes it a lot easier to catch the opponent trying to mash buttons on you, because people mash against Rashid a lot, whether they're mashing throw or mashing buttons, because you're always left really close to the opponent's face. You're always in these weird strike throw situations, so people press a lot of buttons. So leaving that little bit of an extra frame trap gap is really, really useful. And then you go the standing light twice because it's just the furthest reaching. So you start with the standing light because it's 4 frames, go to the crouching light so that there's a little bit of a gap on block, and then go back to standing because it reaches the furthest, and then you can go into your safe specials and stuff. You can actually do the same with light kick, crouching light kick as well, because it's also 5 frames, and that's just actually slightly better. It leaves that gap as well, and it also hits low in case your opponent is for some reason holding back. And what makes his poke game really good is that he has lots of options off of his pokes, and a lot of people consider it probably one of the most annoying, powerful parts of his game plan. The fact that he can just do all these pokes into each other, into this safe special move, is really good, because it leads to these really, really like frantic scenarios where you just press some buttons, go into this, they think you can do something, they get hit by again, and you just loop it over and over again. You're also plus, you can go for a throw, so people are going to be like absolutely gambling, freaking themselves out, whether they block, whether they mash, or whether they go for a DP. And if the opponent does try to press a button, because like maybe you even do this on block, oops. After you do some pokes, and then you do it again, and then they block this, you're -3. So then a lot of time, a lot of Rashid players will then do an EX DP when the opponent tries to counter poke you, and it hits them right out of it, because it's invincible. So there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on there. And of course, if they try to DP and you have just like blocked, then you get a massive punish. It's a lot of rock, paper, scissors that's generally in your favor, but the reward is not usually too great, luckily. Usually, even if he does get the hit, you know, it's like barely over 1,000 damage. You can get higher damage if you go into your standing light kick. So if you do some pokes and you go to standing light kick, you can go into your light eagle spike, and you get a nice, a slightly larger chunk of damage and a cool knockdown. The only other way you would get a knockdown is if you decided to go into this, but that damage is even more pathetic somehow. So generally the best thing to do is to abuse this amazingness where you can go for strike throw, and if they block it, then you just have to guess if they're going to press buttons on you. If you think they are, you can do that. Or, you know, you can wait your turn and just block, and there's a chance that they might do wild stuff like DP. And if you see that they just are being patient, well then you can just start mashing again. It's very, very, I would say it's not very characteristic of this game. There's not too many situations in the game where there's just this loopable mashing. That's a bit more of a Netherrealm thing. So Netherrealm players, this might be your specialty character. Right, so those are the light pokes. That's all they're for. Now, getting into mediums, he has a pretty interesting set as well. Let's start with the kind of most typical one, is his crouching medium kick. Crouching medium kick acts very similar to, you know, Luke, Ken, Juri. It's decently reaching, hits low, and is also drive rush and generally cancelable, which is really good because, you know, walking back and forward in these ranges, throwing out your low kick and actually be able to get something off of it is something that is very useful. And I play some characters like Manon and JP, and not being able to do that is a really noticeable weakness. So the fact that you can go into some kind of nice combo, like, that's not a massive combo, there's a lot of other options, but the fact that he's able to get anything is something that you can't take too lightly. It's not even that you can go into a drive rush, of course, it being cancelable makes it also just something you can throw out a lot more, and if the opponent drive impacts, you can cancel it into a drive impact on reaction. You can cancel it into safe special moves like your projectiles, and then, you know, have some little mind games where you hold it down for a little bit longer, get some plus frames. Or you can just go into this, which we've spoken about, is very good and leads to some weird shenanigans. And because it's decently reaching, when you have these other plus frame normals, you can do like 2 plus frames, and then go into this, and use it as a way of ending out your offense, because it's just a little bit longer reaching, and it's a low, so if they try to walk away, they might get kicked in the toes by it, and it's cancelable, so it's just a great poke, and just make sure you remember using it, because I wasn't using it for quite a while because I'm used to characters not having a cancelable version of this. Now, standing medium kick is actually probably one of his best pokes. As you can see, 8 frames, it's very fast and very long reaching compared to the rest of his kit. A lot of the stuff he has, like particularly in terms of like mediums and heavies, are a bit below average. Like when I'm around this distance, there's nothing that'll really hit the opponent. Even crouching, there we go, now it doesn't reach either. But the only thing that should reach here is standing medium kicks. It has pretty decent range that's slightly above all your heavies and stuff. So if I'm maybe around here, and my palm goes through them, usually the kick can reach just slightly further. So it's a good thing. Unfortunately, it's not cancelable, but when you're up close, you can link it into other things that is really good. The only thing is that it's got 90 frames of recovery, so that is kind of long, so there is a chance that you'll get drive impacted if you're using this a little bit too much. But it's a really good poke, and you'll be using it in a lot of ranges where you're just like, well, nothing else I have is really going to hit here, so I can just use my standing medium kick as a little tap. And like we said, when you're up close, this thing is +6, and luckily a bunch of your other mediums are 6 frames, so it's one of your best combo starters off of a simple great poke button when you're up close. So if you ever do a jump in or something and you think you're going to get the hit, this is kind of the button that you buffer in, expecting a hit, because you can easily link it into your mediums and get a nice simple chunk of damage that way. Now, for the medium punches, you've got standing medium punch and crouching medium punch, which are both +1 on block. As you can see here, +1, +1. So you'd think that they're kind of similar as well, especially they're also similarly plus on hit as well, +5 and +4. So they have kind of similar uses, and they just have very slight differences. So standing medium punch is the main one you're going to be using in combos, particularly because it has this target combo, medium punch, heavy kick, where I kick the opponent into the air, and I can just have a bunch of different enders, and it's just really good. You can even do something funky like this, I think. if you don't mess it up. And the crouching medium punch is better for pressure, because if you see, if I get Jamie to just block all of them, standing medium punch pushes the opponent really far away. If I just do one of these, something like a poke doesn't hit, but a crouching medium punch pushes them far less away. So you can get like 3 of these in a row after drive rush. Like if I drive rush into it, I can get 3 of them into like a standing heavy punch. So it's a really, really good plus on block tool that barely pushes the opponent out at all. So you can degrade a lot of drive gauge where you can't really do that same like buffering with standing medium punch, because it just pushes them too far away too quickly, which means it's also kind of better for frame traps, because then I can go into my lights and stuff a lot more easily, whereas if I use standing medium punch, there's a good chance that they're going to be pushed out of range and my lights just completely whiff, and we don't want that. So standing medium punch when you want in combos, crouching medium punch when you think the opponent is blocking. So maybe if after I've done something like this, I'm more likely to do 2 crouching medium punches into something else because I'm expecting the opponent to be blocking. But maybe if I like go for a drive rush, I'll want to go for my drive rush medium punch, like standing medium punch, because if I do get a combo or a hit, it'll be a slightly better combo. So pretty interchangeable. They both also link into your lights if the opponent gets hit by them. So if you do see that they get hit by it, you can link into a combo into standing lights from both of them, crouching medium punch as well. So that's really handy. And yeah, they're generally really good buttons. And then there's this kind of interesting play that's, to me, kind of the opposite of Juri with Rashid, where Juri has this standing medium punch that's really good, and it's her main combo extending tool. It's plus on block, very plus on hit, so she uses it all the time. But Rashid kind of has to choose whether he thinks the opponent is going to block or hit in a sequence. If like he kind of thinks that the opponent is going to be getting hit, he's probably more likely to press a medium kick or something, because if that hits the opponent, then you can link into your medium punch, and that's really cool. But if like, you know, I'm not sure and we're just in neutral and I'm just trying to press buttons against you and you're probably blocking, I'm going to press my medium punch because that has far better effects for me on if the opponent it blocks. And it's also cancelable, so it's a bunch more safer. But if I do something like this and I'm expecting the opponent to have gotten hit, and like I've gone over a fireball or something, I am going to buffer in my medium kick just because it will lead to more damage and goodness. Then we also have a command normal on medium punch. We have forward medium punch is this double helicopter chop thing that is honestly pretty similar to this special move, where he moves forward, spins around, and is also slightly plus on hit. So it leads to some interesting stuff where you can go for strike throw once again. And yeah, it basically leads to the exact same mind games as this. It's also safe. Oops. Save on block if the opponent blocks it, just -3. So once again, you can go into OD spinning mixer if you feel like it. But it has just a bit more utility because it can be used in combos. The first hit is cancelable. So particularly in juggles, this thing is useful. Like if I'm in the corner and doing some kind of combo like this, where I have the opponent juggled with a special move, I'll do my forwards medium punch as a way of continuing the juggle into another special move. So see, I go into my tornado and I'll do forwards medium punch. Whoops. Into a different special move. Pretty nice. Also, because it's normal, you can use it after drive rush, where you can do that from this. You wouldn't get any better stuff, which means that after drive rush, you will be able to get a tiny bit of a combo off of it. It's only +5, so you'll just get a light. So you can get something like that, or spend a bit more and get a drive rush extension combo. So pretty cool command normal, and has a bunch of uses that are pretty similar to this. Now, getting into our heavies. Heavy punch is just these 2 types of chops, and they're kind of just used for combos, but they are also decent pokes in certain scenarios. I wouldn't use them as totally raw neutral poke so much, just because they have quite a bit of recovery. Like this one, although it's probably one of his, better long reaching buttons, similar to his standing medium kick, that recovery of what, 23 frames is a little hard to justify, especially considering it's not cancelable. In normal ways, it's not the best neutral poke. And the same kind of goes for standing medium punch, standing heavy punch. It's just a little too slow and chunky to be throwing out for fun, especially when you've got stuff like this or this that you could throw out instead. But I'm not saying they aren't good buttons to throw out, like particularly in pressure. Say if I've done like a drive rush and I'm getting like plus frames, I can go into this one and as my final hit, because it's got a little bit more range, and because it's a heavy, it'll do a nice chunk of the opponent's drive gauge. And do something like that, and that whole sequence took a nice decent chunk and it ended with a standing heavy punch. Standing heavy punch is cancelable as well, so I will be able to use it in combos, particularly if you can go into crouching heavy punch, then you can link into standing heavy punch, and heavy punch leads into some of your better enders like your medium eagle spike, and yeah, that's kind of the best one. And also if you want to go into a super, you'll get the nice clean hit using it. So anytime you can link these two things together is pretty nice. Now back onto the crouching heavy punch, it does actually have cancelability, but only into supers. So if you do want to keep it a little bit safer, every time you press it, you should be pressing down forward, down forward, down forward, or down back, down back, down back. And preferentially, I prefer to do down back buffers, because, if you are blocking afterwards, if you're doing down backs, the opponent doesn't get hit by it, so you don't do anything. If you're doing down backs, you're kind of already in a blocking state, so you don't have to like react as easily. All you're doing is pressing one button or not pressing the one button. Whereas if you're buffering down forward, down forward, down forward into buttons, then you have to go to back, and it's just a little bit more. And what's kind of good is that if you do accidentally mess it up when you're doing down back buffers, well, you get this cool setup super that is very plus on block. Versus if I buffered into this and the opponent blocked it, and I'm very, very punishable. So buffering this into supers is very useful, because if you are throwing it out and you see it gets a hit, well then sure, it's good to take the damage. Get some kind of combo going off of it. And also if the opponent drive impacts, well then this thing is absolutely gonna die. But if you buffer it into a super, then you're gonna go straight to the drive impact and get a nice bit of damage as well. So it's a good button, just make sure you're buffering afterwards and make sure it doesn't whiff, because you're gonna die. We've also got a new command normal with a forwards heavy punch, and this is our overhead. It's +3, just like a lot of things. This is, oh no, that's +2. So like most overheads, it leaves you close for strike throw on regular hit, and if you drive rush, you will get a bit of a combo. +7 means you can go into this situation, so you can go straight into your best combo linker to get some nice simple combos, and all of his combos are going to be slightly better in the corner, and that's generally where you're more likely to go for some crazy mix-ups as well. And the range on this thing is pretty awesome. A lot of the time you can get some weird knockdowns, and like the opponent will be pushed in weird ways, and you can switch left and right, and then going for this long reaching overhead that leaves you pretty plus. And if you hit them slightly later in the active frames, you can link it to combos for free. It's just a really solid overhead. Then let's get into heavy kick. It's also kind of a weird one. It has pretty good range and decently fast for such a long reaching heavy kick, but unfortunately it just doesn't do much on its own. It's -1 on hit, and I really don't like that. Manon has a similar thing. Like, cool, I got my little chunk of damage, but now I really don't feel good. Like, the opponent's gonna start jumping at me and I have to like be on the defensive when I get the hit. It's not great. But luckily, it has great range and a ton of active frames, so if you ever throw this out in a way that doesn't hit the opponent directly, like maybe they walk into it or you use it on wake up, you can make its frames a lot better depending on when they get hit by it, like that, and it can become plus. And it is also an interesting combo tool if the opponent is in the air, maybe because you anti-air them, or they're just in the air from a combo. This thing will launch them into the air again. into a juggleable state, and you can extend afterwards. Whoops. So that's pretty cool. Also on punish counter itself, you know, all of our heavies has to have a cool punish counter hit. Unfortunately, this one, you know, it looks cool and epic and satisfying, but it doesn't really lead to much other than just a heavy spinning mixer. So you don't really get a full combo or anything, you just get a little bit of a extra easy to hit confirmed damage, and that's all. A little sad, but hey, we take what we can get and we don't need everything. Crouching heavy kick, you know, it's our sweep. Low average, quite minus, and like, you don't need this. You've got a crouching medium kick that's actually cancelable, use that. Now, forwards heavy kick is actually pretty cool. It's got some pretty tremendous range, and it's kind of just like a generally better version of what a, what's his name? Zangief's diagonally down forward heavy kick is meant to do. You know, where he like jumps and does a drop kick. It's meant to be useful because he goes over lows really usefully. But Zangief's is like minus 19 or something. Rashid, on the other hand, minus 3. This thing is totally safe, has great range, only 15 frames startup. On hit, it's +2, and it's really great after a drive rush because it carries so much momentum. So it reaches like from 3/4 of the screen away. And as you can see, after drive rush, it leads into our best combo extender. It's just really amazing. Also, it will become plus. Whoops. It becomes +1 after a drive rush. This thing just does a lot. And its main function is being a low crush. So if the opponent is ever going for, you know, little low pokes, maybe you're against a Rashid who really likes his crouching medium kick, well then you can throw out this button a ton, and it does a really good job at low crushing. And you'll get a punish counter, and you get a nice big combo. And yeah, it's just an awesome button. I wish Zangief's worked as well as this. It's just useful for low crushing, but also just generally such a good button for a lot of things. Right, I think that is all the buttons. We can quickly talk jump-ins. You know, your big heavy jump-in is generally going to be your heavy kick. It reaches really, like vertically downwards, which is pretty good, so you can use it kind of high in your jump arc. But he has a lot of other really cool options. Like if you jump forwards and do your down heavy punch, this thing is so strange, not so useful mid-screen, unless you do some weird backflip situation, but in the corner this thing is wild. And I'm sure you've seen this already, but you hit them, he does this like extra jump, and it has so much hit advantage that you just easily get other heavy jumps. So you can easily get combos in the corner using this thing. It's so awesome. And combining the fact that you also have this other special double jump that we'll get into soon, you can just take so many air actions with this character, it's ridiculous. So that's a really good jump in. Anytime you can go for it, I recommend it, because having these weird jump in and stuff, it like easily defeats drive impacts, DPs and stuff, the weird way that he can jump across the screen. So anytime that you can do this kind of stuff, it's gonna be decently good, because he just moves so strange, it just beats any kind of move in the game, because things aren't designed to hit a character who's flailing himself throughout the entire screen the whole time. So make sure you're using those cool jump ins. And jump medium kick, by the way, is his main cross up. So if I've ever gotten a knockdown like this, you can go for some cool stuff like this, where you go for something like that, or you can do the medium one where you becomes like cross up to the other side depending on when you do it. So you're gonna have to be using medium kick for those kind of things. Now, I guess his dash is kind of part of his normals. He's a pretty like Juri level forward dash. It's the same speed but a little bit less range. She would probably be in range for a throw after round start, but close to Juri level, which is pretty amazing. So he can be walking in and out really quickly, dash in for a grab. And what makes his dashes particularly amazing, as I'm sure you've seen, is he has a run off of them. So you just keep holding forwards after you do a dash, and he'll just start running at you. And obviously this is just a great way of closing space. If you've gotten a knockdown or something and the opponent's launched really far away, like, I don't know, something that launches them far away, you can easily get in and just hit them with your lovely mediums just by running in on them. But also from the running state, you have extra normals. So if you keep holding forwards and press punch or kick, he has these two other kind of special movie style things. So punch, forwards and punch during the run is this slide. And as you can see from these orange bars, it is projectile invincible and leaves you +7 and is a low. So kind of interesting mix-uppy tool. Running in for a low full screen. If you are running at the opponent and you think they are going to throw a fireball because it's Guile or something, well then you may as well go for this slide. You have a chance of going through them. And you're left +7, so then you can use your other great normals to kind of berate the opponent right after you hit it. But the one I recommend using a little bit more is this one, because it's not as bad on hit. I mean on block, forgot to mention, this is -10, so you do want to be right when you use it. But this one, just like a lot of things, leaves you plus and in the opponent's face, so it leads to the same strike throw that we have before. But unfortunately, it is also punishable, but at -4, it's a lot more acceptably punishable. At least you're not going to completely die. This one also has a lot more uses, particularly in combos. If I have this tornado up, I can do a dash into a run, and then the run becomes these interesting like juggle kicks. I can get a ender afterwards, so really good way of extending combos as well. And also, the run, you don't have to use these two normals out of it. You can just, as soon as you're not pressing forwards, you'll just have access to your regular toolkit. So I can't even do like my overhead, which is a forwards motion. I just have to let go of forwards for a split second and press forwards again and heavy punch. And that also means I can just dash in and go for my mediums if I don't feel like going for, you know, the two things, because they're punishable. So very, very good dash, and those are all of his normals. It's time to go to Special Town. And if you thought his normals were already kind of unique and weird enough, his special moves also kind of, I wouldn't say break the rules of the game, but like break the fundamental feel of the game. No. So, starting off, we have Spinning Mixer. Possibly the most annoying thing about the character to a lot of people, particularly the light version. So light punch, down forward punch is going to be this horizontal spinning mixer. On hit, I'm left +2 in my opponent's face. So what does that mean? Well, I can go just for an instant throw that the opponent cannot mash out of or do anything. I can press some more buttons because the opponent can also not mash out of those. And even if they do block, then I can go into this thing again because it is safe on block. And then the opponent might try to press buttons against me after they do that. So I'm gonna go for my EX thing and then I'll go straight through their buttons. Or I'll just patiently wait my turn because being -3 is not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And if you do think they're gonna block afterwards, of course you go for the throw. But if you're not sure, it's really good to use your crouching medium punch, because if that does hit the opponent, you can get a little bit of something off of it. And you can link this way. And also, if they block, it's plus and block. So he really just has rock, paper, scissors to the maximum in his advantage here. But luckily, it's, you know, little bits of damage and it's not going to be a huge deal for the opponent. It's just particularly annoying. But make sure you just lab your different options that you do off different things. And remember that using standing, crouching, standing is kind of the best way to do his poke sequences. Unless you're far away, then just do your standing. And yeah, so if the opponent blocks, well then, if you're expecting they block, you go for a throw. If you're not sure, go for this because it's plus and can frame trap or just link into another light to extend the combo. And if you do it again on block, well then you have the option of just blocking and maybe they'll do something dumb and you can punish it, or do OD spinning mixer, which is truly the Rashid way, and I recommend you try it at least once a match, otherwise that's not the spirit. Right, then the medium one is more of your normal kind of DP style thing. It doesn't have invincibility, I don't believe, against aerial attacks. I'm not sure. He's a little bit strange in terms of his DP because it is just down forwards instead of a DP motion. And also, I remember The heavy version definitely has some kind of aerial attack invulnerability, but it doesn't start up for longer than other ones, like it's on the 5th frame or something. But I'm not sure if the regular version has any at all. I will have to check that, and I'll leave it in the comments. Whoopsie. But even if it doesn't, it's a great attack for it, just similar to Kimberly's. It's a diagonally going into the air attack. It's going to hit people out of the sky. If Jamie jumps at all here, I can easily do this and it clips him out of the sky. It has so many hits, so you don't even have to use it right at the beginning like Jamie does. You'll hit them at some point, and if you are in doubt, you can just do the OD version where you'll be completely invincible, frame 1, and you'll go straight through anything. But if the opponent is jumping a little bit closer than you want to use the heavy version, because not only does it do more damage, but it actually has some more consistent invincibility, and it also hits on the other side. So if the opponent is trying to do some sneaky cross-up stuff, it can hit on the other side. I wonder how I can show that. I'm not sure if I can, but just trust me. And yeah, the heavy version, other than being a good anti-air, is also the most damaging way you can end most juggle combos. So if I've ever gotten something like this, my heavy version into the roll of this other thing we'll get to soon, I can just end it with this, hello, for a nice chunk of damage. And this one can also link into the OD one if you're near the corner for a little bit of extra damage, which is actually a pretty solid chunk of damage, especially off of little hits. Now, we gotta move on to special moves because he's got a lot of ones. Next, I think we got, what is this called? What do they call this? I can only think Siberian Express, and I know that's wrong. Arabian Cyclone, right. So now down back punches is this kind of weird, kind of strike slash projectile attack. This tornado on the screen is actually a projectile, which is handy, because if the opponent is throwing projectiles or something at you, you can throw this up as kind of a shield, and considering the follow-ups that it has, it's pretty useful. So the light and medium version are kind of similar. They just hit the opponent. They're kind of safe-ish on block at -4 with some pushback. But what these things are mainly useful for is the heavy version and the follow-ups. So the heavy version, as you can see, it's 3 hits and knocks the opponent in the air, and even just that itself is really useful because that means it'll go through drive impacts. So if you're trying to go for some stuff like on block, because this is plus on block, so if I go for like this and then they block this and they try to go for drive impact, it'll break through the drive impact, of course, and putting the opponent in the air means that the follow-ups are a lot more useful because I can use the roll kick follow-up. So that's if I press forwards and kick, and then kick again. And if I press backwards and kick, he does this little fly that goes really, really far, and you can do any kind of air action after that. So I can do this kick to get a nice long knockdown, or I can do a medium punch as well, if the opponent's a little higher. And I can also go for my little light double jump situation. So there's a lot of options you can do after this. Actually, you can even just do the roll and not do the kick and go for other special moves afterwards. There's a lot you can do with this. So why it's useful is mainly as this kind of either just for extending combos or for interesting pressure. So my opponent's kind of blocking. The main one that's kind of good is the heavy one, because as you can see, the light one and the medium one, I can do the flies and rolls after them, but you're never going to have any convincing frame advantage to make it enforceable. But it is kind of a good thing to just try out, see how much the opponent is respecting you, throw out some buttons, do a little fly. But what is kind of good about them is that they are a lot faster than the heavy ones. So if I'm trying to beat projectiles, I can just throw this out and the tornado will delete the projectile, and then I can roll under. If there's multiple projectiles on the screen, the roll actually goes under like every projectile in the game except for Juri's, or if there's nothing else, then I can go for the fly and instantly dash in on my opponent and start my offense. So it's honestly a really, really good way of getting in against a lot of zoning characters. And yeah, the same goes for the medium one. It's just kind of a little bit slower, a little bit more plus and safe, so it's a little bit more easy to justify going for it on hit or block to go in for some weird overhead low stuff. But the main party is the heavy version. This, as we mentioned, You can go for this. Unfortunately, it's so slow that it doesn't actually combo off of anything normally. But if I do like a drive rush heavy punch, that will actually link into it. And what's pretty cool is if the opponent blocks this and I go for the roll, I'm left plus in their face on block, which is pretty awesome. So I can go for some more strike throw in the opponent's face, which is Rashid's favorite thing to do. And if it does hit the opponent, wait, I can get a nice solid chunk of damage by either doing the roll or I can do the fly for some other kinds of extension situations where I go for that, and then that's a really long knockdown, so I can go for some weird whoopie doops. Like that. That was this thing that we'll get to soon. So both options lead to really cool scenarios, and anytime you can get this out, you can even use it in really, really unhonest situations. Like even after like something like this, I can go for the heavy version. And there is a big gap, but if the opponent doesn't know what I'm going for, like maybe they think I'm just going for a projectile or something, and they can't really mash out of stuff like that, or they think I'm going for this, or something that maybe they could have mashed out of. They don't know. So it's good to just throw out this, see if you can get some sneaky plus frames, get your flight in, get your roll in, and just be plus and take some awesome pressure. Really cool. And we showed how it can be useful in combos, and the OD version is actually even more useful for combos because it leaves that tornado on the screen. So if the opponent is ever in the air, you know, it gives them a little bit of a juggle, but that also means I have some cool stuff where I can do like this, which, cool combo. Yay. Yeah, that's about all there is for this Siberian Express, except it's the Arabian Cyclone. Then we've got on our kicks, we've got another tornado move, but it is, actually, what do they call this? Whirlwind shot. So this is his projectile. The main one you're probably going to be using most of the time is the light version because it has the most typical angle. As you can see, it reaches maybe 2/3 of the screen or half of the screen before it goes above the opponent's head, but the medium and heavy versions are even higher angles. So they are more kind of predictive projectiles. You throw this out anticipating that the opponent might try and like run at you and jump or something, and then they get hit out of the air, and then you can get a cool conversion and make them feel dumb. But generally you're going to be throwing out this light one because it has the best chance of hitting the opponent. And they're pretty good projectiles. They look like they're slow, but you have a pretty decent chance of faring well in projectile battles. Like if there's a Ryu or a Ken just throwing Hadoukens at you all the time, Rashid's projectiles are actually good enough to like contest and just throw them in to counter each other. And if you ever have the time to hold it down, you can make it have this extra effect where it has 2 hits now, so it'll go through their regular version. And if I hold it down completely, has 3 hits, so it will absolutely go through. And I can also, if they think they're going to OD it, this also has an OD where it is 2 hits, knocks the opponent down, but doesn't have too much use other than the fact that it has a knockdown, it just lets me get in. So if I'm trying to just win the projectile battle, like go through your projectile, knock you down, you idiot, and run you to the corner, that's what you go for. But what the really spicy thing is, and this is where we really get to the Rashidi business, is when you hold this down, it leaves one. Can you hear that noise? The greenhouses that I live beside right now are in some weird cycle, doing some weird experiments. When I hold it down, you can see there's a tornado on the screen, and that gives me some crazy buffs to a lot of things. And I think I'll just... yeah, we're done talking about the tornadoes right now. We don't need to talk anymore about the projectile. Let's talk about what this tornado does. So this is put on the screen by a bunch of things. It's put on by the fully charged projectile. It's put on the screen by your OD Arabian Cyclone. It's put on the screen by your level 2 as well, of course, a massive long remaining version. There's a bunch of things can put it on the screen. And when it's on the screen, you get a bunch of buffs. Particularly the coolest ones are there's a lot of cool ones. So your spinning mixer becomes buffed, particularly the light version, as you can see, it has a lot more hits and becomes +4. So I can just combo off of it into some of my lights, just as long as I'm fast enough. into something simple like that. And that also comboed off of the projectile, mind you, because the acceleration off of this thing is so fast that pretty often it'll be able to accelerate. I mean, it'll be able to get combos off of the projectile, and that's crazy. That was mid-screen to corner combo just because they got hit by a single projectile, and then I went for this. And keep in mind, I don't have to hit confirm this, because if the opponent blocks, this is also an amazing option. Because so, say I throw out this projectile, I can throw this out, and it's plus on block now. So it's more plus on hit that I can do combos, and it is also now plus on block. So your light spinning mixer is just a monster now, and you just use it pretty brainlessly whenever you want. As like anytime that tornado's on the screen, the main thing you want to aim for is this, because it's just ridiculous. Plus on block, combos on hit, and is like what? That's amazing. And as you can see, after this projectile at most ranges, there isn't even a gap there, so the opponent just has to take that, and just they have to pray that they're parrying or something so they don't lose a ton of drive gauge. So that's really cool. Your other spinning mixers do also get buffs, but they're just not as interesting or not as typically useful. Like the medium version does actually go so far forwards that it also can convert, but it's not going to lead into a combo or anything. And the heavy version, of course, I have to be like right beside my opponent for it to do anything, but it just does a bunch of damage. Now, a bunch of other things also change, like particularly my movement options. So if I do a dash, the dash is like a little bit more dusty, as you can see. I dash like, whooshoo, fly through it. Also my back dash, I jump really far back. So if you're really trying to zone the opponent now, I can do a charge one of that and then throw another projectile, and then I can just easily like hide away from the opponent. Also my jumps are full screen now. That is the most ridiculous thing to me. If I'm ever in a projectile war and I get a fully charged one out, it'll go through my opponent's projectile, and I can also just completely jump full screen and get a full combo on them if I go over the projectile. Like what? That is ridiculous. That is so strange feeling in Street Fighter, but I love it. It's amazing. Also my command dash thing now reaches like half screen. It puts me instantly to the opponent, and if I'm any closer, it'll probably switch over to the other side of them. So it just leads to absolute mix-up galore, because you know they have to block this, which will now be very plus. So I can go to the other side, go for an overhead, even going for like anything else is gonna be. They have to block this as a cross-up now, and I'm getting it's ridiculous. Also, wait, what else? Your neutral jump acts weird, it kind of brings you forwards. I think that's about all now. Also, your eagle spikes are buffed, that now on block it pushes you completely full screen. Usually they do have some pushback, but not so ridiculous. So now they're just actually safe, which means that if the opponent does get hit by it, you can also just go into a heavy eagle spike as an extender. If you like being full screen and you don't want to go in for this, you can just go for an eagle spike. I'm full screen, and now I can charge up another one of these. It's just ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. I think that's everything that gets a noticeable change. Eagle spikes. The projectiles stay the same, we talked about those. Oh yeah, also, we'll get to this more with the level 2, but like your OD DP can also now be special cancelled. So I can cancel it into my like aerial, my like double jump and get a combo like that. Like what, a single DP did 3,600 damage? I guess that's plus the projectile as well. But anytime that tornado's on the screen, I get a damaging DP, or I could even spend more meter. What is that? I didn't even burn myself out, and that was half of the opponent's life bar. Just because that little tornado-ass thing was on the screen. It's ridiculous. So this is the main. Like, Rashid's other stuff is cool and sometimes annoying with these, like, vortexy, loopy stuff with the opponent blocking. But these tornadoes are really where he gets spicy and powerful. Because anything the opponent does can just lead to them dying. You know, like, you have this amazing combo starting plus on block option. If there's one on this thing on the screen and you see them doing anything, you can also just go for an OD DP at any time, and extend off of it, so you really just are the most powerful character in the game when this is on the screen. You have ridiculous jumps, you have ridiculous movement, you have ridiculously safe damaging option. You've got everything. Shut up, you've got everything. Now, we have to talk about the other special moves as well. We kind of briefly talked about Eagle Spike during that. Probably should have gone over it first, but the light version, 15 frames, it's the only thing that can connect, the only one that can connect off of lights and stuff. So my light kick can link into the light version for some nice damage, but you can get the medium version off of some of your mediums, which is pretty nice. So anytime I get this, it's nice damage and a really good knockdown. Like, not common to have a special move that leads to a plus 52 knockdown and a decent chunk of damage and a ton of corner carry. Look, this is just a button, 2 buttons into a special move, and I'm instantly in the corner, and I could even do like a dash afterwards to get them even more in the corner. Like, what? That is a ridiculous amount of corner carry for just a kick special move. And the heavy version doesn't link after like anything naturally, even like your heavies. So it has to be after some kind of punish counter or something. But as you can see, this thing does a lot of damage. It just takes you straight to the corner. So if you ever get some kind of punish counter or something, you're like, I don't know what combo to go for, you can just go for an Eagle Spike. Because although it's not the best combo, you know, sometimes you might drop a combo, but instantly being carried to the corner is an advantage you cannot underestimate or whatever. So that's pretty cool. OD version puts opponent in the air, where you can get a little bit of something else. Get another Eagle Spike. Not too much, but it's a cool way of extra extending your combos as well. And they all, people a little scared, they're a bit like Blanca Balls, but never fear. Even the heavy version, which has the most pushback, is minus 36, which is, you can do that. Everyone can do like a dash in into their heavy after that, so just be ready after an Eagle Spike. Just know that you're going to have to do a dash in, or even 2 dash ins, and you can still get a punish. Just don't stress, you can do it. Then, how many specials is that? I think we just have the weird aerial stuff now. Yeah, we talked about those. Okay, so yeah, we've got the Arabian Sky High, and it's not listed in specials. I guess it's a unique attack. Yeah, some weird movement stuff. So he's got this flip and a wall jump. He's also got this up kick. Ooh, that's just for drive impact combos, really. So a wall jump, I'm pretty sure it's only when you're in the corner or close enough to the corner that you're like full screen. Wait, I haven't actually tested this. What if I'm not near the corner, but I'm just have maxed out the screen? Interesting. So if I ever do an Eagle Spike, like, wait, my opponent blocks a powered up Eagle Spike, and I get pushed full screen, can I just do a wall run at any point? Dang, I can jump in from the wall at any point as long as you're close to full screen. That's pretty awesome. Especially considering we've got all these double jumps and stuff. Holy crap, this character is ridiculous. Okay, let's go over this air jump then. So it's a weird kind of slow double jump where he jumps on this tornado and then leaps again. And the different versions, light, medium, and heavy, are different speeds and also jump at different distances. So like the light one will just, you know, jump a little bit. I'll barely get to the other side of the opponent, if at all. The medium one, a little bit further. Heavy one, even further. Makes sense. They also do different amounts of damage. Like the heavy one will actually do, I think, around 800 or something if it hits the opponent, whereas the light one does less. So if you are using them in combos for damage, you want to use the heavy one, but it is substantially slower at what? 20 frames versus 12. So there's a lot you can say about these. They can do a lot of things. Of course, it's a ridiculous movement option. Whenever you're doing some kind of jump in and then you go for these weird ass jump where the opponent has to know how fast it is to know which speed, like which lightness of button you press, to know how far you're going to jump and how fast it's going to come out. And using all that information, they have to know when you're going to come down, at which side of the opponent you're going to come down on. And you don't need to know that. You can just do that into a jumping medium kick and then go into a lovely combo afterwards and just say, get wrecked, loser. It's pretty ridiculous. Communication error. I'm in training mode. So yeah, the heavy version you can use from over here, it'll reach a lot further. But yeah, like if I jump in on this, and particularly against a character like Jamie, his DP doesn't go into the air. So I'll just like jump over it and then can get a big land back down on him and get a big punish counter combo with my jump in. It is so disrespectful. And of course it'll also go over crouching heavy punches and stuff. People that try to anti-air with things like this. And also because it's a hit, Villain has a far better chance of beating out like physical anti-air attacks that aren't DPs or whatever, because it has a high chance of trading with the opponent because they'll get hit by that kick at the start and just, I don't know, bite dust. It's just such a get wrecked loser move. You just throw this out and something's gonna happen, and it's generally gonna be in your favor, and you don't have to try too hard to make it in your favor at all. So that's awesome. You can also use it in pressure and combos. Like for example, in a combo, if I use this flight, I can use the light version as like an interesting combo ender that leads to this kind of safe jumpy situation. Or after this, I can go for, wait, what? Something like this. Like, just utter shenanigans in the air using the ability to hit the opponent with the flip kick, and then also it's a jump, so you get to hit them with the jump in afterwards as well, which is just like a special move version of this. So you get to get like all these double jumps. It's crazy. I jump on their head, hit them with a kick, and then if they block it, then I can hit them with this thing, and then hit them again, and too many air actions. Too many air actions for one guy. Also, the OD version is like pretty fast and hits slightly lower, so it's a lot easier to do it close to the ground. So otherwise, they can be a little bit like slow or weird to do. And because it's the OD version, it has this extra dive kick, so it has this cool, apparently that's projectile invincible, but I don't know how that would be useful. But it's cool for going over stuff, and depending on what the situation is, you can get combos, and yeah, it's an awesome tool. In Oki situations as well, of course, it's ridiculous because anytime, the thing about Rashid, and I'll talk about this more in the general game plan, is he doesn't need to do Oki like most characters. All he needs is a knockdown with like more than 25 frames, and he has plenty of those, like 33, 53. He can do like these weird movements into these like weird ass jumps, and even though technically it's not a safe jump or it's not any like special thing, it's such weird movement that characters in this game don't have ways to deal with it. Their DPs just don't hit that way, or they don't hit behind them, or they don't hit when he's moving across in the sky like that beyond a jump. It beats so much stuff. So anytime you have a knockdown, you can just do some like weird thing into like one of these jumps or something, and there's a good chance that it's gonna beat the opponent because they just don't have anything that can deal with that. Also, like if I'm doing it like this, I can use it from the air as its own like weird safe jump situation. It is just wild, bro. This thing has so many applications. I just recommend you try out just doing it randomly in a match, and you'll probably find out a new way that it's useful. And then we also have this. So he's got this command like dash cartwheel thing. It's kind of like Blanca's command like leap, where it can go through the opponent, but also if you press the two kicks again, he'll do a jump. And depending if you press forwards, backwards, or neutral, he'll jump different distances. So if I do it and then press backwards, see, I don't go that far, that's the neutral one, and I can jump really far. And this thing is also just as ridiculous on knockdowns. It's like, oh my god, I don't even know how to, so look at this. So if I do just like a simple combo like this, where am I? Where am I gonna hit the opponent from? I just flipped over to the other side of him, and then my cartwheel went over to the, flipped over to the other side of him, and then I could have also done a dive kick that flipped me back over to the other side. You're not blocking that, or you're at least not blocking it knowingly. And also, depending on how you time it, it can be like a reverse non-cross out. Like there, he stayed on the same side because I did it slightly different timing. And that time I went over it. There are so many times that is ridiculous. Once again, you just need like plus 30 frames, and the opponent's DP does nothing. They do nothing to you. Jamie's a bad example, but I can show this with Juri as well afterwards. But any of these knockdowns I get, like with this, I just go straight over their DPs. Even if I'm not using the really far-reaching one, I just annihilate. He just says nope to all the system mechanics of like trying to make things consistent throughout characters. He says no, we're not doing that. I am not getting hit by any of these DPs. I'll get Juri in here afterwards. But hey, I'm trying to do the jump here. So you see, easily over DPs. It goes over Juri's and stuff as well because it kind of awkwardly goes behind it and stuff. This thing just cooks. It's amazing. And like you saw, it can lead to amazing mix-ups where you do these double reverses or you like stay and go really far. It's shenanigans. It's shenanigans. And you can also like do these like jump-ins afterwards, and then you can also throw this out at some point. It's a lot of mobility and it's a lot of chaos. Right, now I think we've gone through all of his special movie options. Now quickly, his supers. Level 1 is pretty simple, but even it being simple, it has this special effect where if it hits cleanly, so basically if the opponent is close to you and standing, it gets this animation, which is badass and does a ton of damage for a level 1 super. So anytime you just get like a simple hit like this, it's honestly kind of worth it to just cash out into a level 1. Whoops. If you're gonna get the clean hit, like that's a solid chunk of damage for just a simple thing like that. And if I've ever gotten like, you know, a drive rush combo like this, standing heavy punch at the end of a combo into a clean thing, it adds a nice chunk of damage. And then of course, you know, it's just generally an invincible wake up, and it has a pretty good angle. So it'll hit the opponent trying to do any kind of like meaties on you, but also it'll hit a lot of people out of the air, which is really useful because a lot of supers don't. And when people are jumping at you, you can just use this as an end-all be-all super that just hits people in most situations. It's good. Now let's move on to level 2 quickly because it might take a while. Level 2 is this special super. It puts a tornado on the screen and also puts this tornado effect. So remember, this tornado effect is what we had when we threw out the projectiles or did this, and adds all these buffs to our attacks and our movement. But it also has this physical tornado that just juggles the opponent. So this means that it will lead to really cool combos and really cool pressure, and that's why I particularly like using it like as a buffer after buttons. So if I think the opponent might drive impact or whatever, or just want to confirm like this button, which can't go into anything else, I may as well buffer into my level 2, and if I do hit, then I get to go for a combo, and even if they block it, which he's not doing. It's not that bad. You are very plus, unlike being very minus. So, what do we do after this? I think there's 2 main combo situations I like after it. I'll show it after this since this is the situation I like. So if you do a neutral jump into your heavy kick, you get a nice heavy kick launch, and then you can do some kind of ender. If I do something like this, I can just go into my heavy spinning mixer. That's a decent chunk of damage, but nothing ridiculous. I can also use it to go into these spinning mixer shenanigans, which is also a nice chunk of damage. Spends a bit of drive gauge, but takes me completely to the corner and is once again a great knockdown. Or I can also go for a different free option where I go for like a little bit of weight, jumping medium kick into the dive, or like, I don't know, the jump dive kick thing, this double jump, I guess I'll call it. And then I go into my down heavy punch. And this thing has a ton of corner carry and leads to great Oki once again. Like, these things carry you so far and are just cool. Whoops. But there is like an infinite possibility of mix-ups and options you can go for here. Like, I particularly like that because it has this weird cross-up effect and I can jump over to the other side and stuff. But there are tons of combos you can do. You certainly don't have to limit yourself to these. A lot of Twitter combos are going to involve this because it leads to this awesome stuff with your being able to do like this. Whoops. With your OD into the dive kick, into this, and into your level 1 and stuff, and sometimes that connects if you don't mess it up like I did, and it does a lot of damage. Or you can just go into the OD again at the end. Whoops. Didn't even burn myself out and did a nice, massive chunk of the opponent's life. And that's just a little bit of a taste of what you can do with this. But I think you should really test it out and try and use it in practice mode. At least just do these 2 things that I've showed you. Just use this simple one where you just do a neutral jump into a heavy kick into this. It's a simple, nice chunk of damage. And it's cool. But it's particularly good that you also is a really good super that even if they block, you can do this kind of thing, do a neutral jump, and it'll lead to this interesting cross-up. So even if you miss buffer and accidentally do it when the opponent is blocking, or you want to do it, then at least this cool stuff. And the tornado is also on the screen, so then you can go into this, which is still plus. So just make sure you have at least those 2 options so that you're not so scared away of using it, and you actually get to abuse such an amazing tool. Now level 3 is a bunch more normal. It's just invincible, travels a decent distance. It's kind of like Luke's, travels decently far, but it's not ridiculously fast like Cammy's. You know, it's kind of in between Luke distance and normal distance. And yep, it's a cool super. Adds a bunch of damage. The main ways you're going to be going into it is if you ever get like this. That's an easy way to go into it. Like anytime you're getting it, even when we go into combos in the corner and you have it at the end of a combo. It's just a really consistent way of going into it. Resets the scaling as well, up to 50%. And also your light and medium spinning mixer can cancel into your level 3. So anytime you're doing this, because you've already done a down forward motion for the spinning mixer, it's very easy to cancel into it. Because you just have to do down forward punch again, and you'll get the super. Of course, with that example, it's not going to do much damage, but it's just useful that it's that easy to go into it during any combo or whatever. Alright, I think that is all of his normal specials and supers. Now let's get into combos and game plan. Okay, so let's just recap some of the combos we mentioned already. Off of our light pokes, we can easily go into the light spinning mixer, and if the opponent's not blocking, then we can just keep looping it, kind of, until they decide to block. Easy for us to take some cheap damage. If we do think they're going to start blocking after they get hit by one of them, then, of course, you're left plus in their face, so you can easy peasily throw. And even if you do, like, do a strike when they're blocking, you're only -3, so you're safe. And if they press buttons, you can do your OD spinning mixer if you feel like it. I recommend doing it once, just to make your opponent hate you. And, yeah, also, if we do some pokes and go into our standing light kick, we can get this flying kick, which does a bit more damage. Now, into our mediums. Medium kick is the only thing that leads to anything proper substantial and in any normal way. So medium kick, we can go into our medium punch, and you can either do medium punch into medium eagle spike, which is a nice chunk of damage. It's simple and you can't really drop it and has a lot of corner carry. Or you can do the follow-up of the medium punch, the heavy kick, and do something like that. Actually, not really in this situation. It's not really too useful because you're too far away to get a lot of things. So I do suggest if you just get this on your own, yeah, either just go into an eagle spike, or we'll get into drive rush stuff later, but you can go into a drive rush combo. I don't recommend going to your level 3 there. I don't know why I did that. Now, off of these, like, medium punches, the only thing you can get if you land them on their own is a standing light punch. You might think, oh, that's kind of bad, all I can really do is this. Which, yeah, kind of true, like it's not tons, but this is actually one of Rashid's greatest strengths, and you'll see a lot of high-level Rashids doing this, is really capitalizing on these types of combos you get off of your light punches. So this is the first drive rush combo we're gonna talk about. So you do your light punch into a drive rush, and now that's super easy because we can just press the parry button, as long as you're not pressing any kind of direction. So if I do any of these, link to light punch, just drive rush into another light punch, medium kick, medium punch, target combo, and it'll be pretty nice. So something simple like this, like I see that hit, and I can get some kind of combo going like that. If I'm closer to the corner as well, I can get like, whoops. So not tons of damage, but getting these chunks of damage and good knockdowns and stuff off of situations where you wouldn't have really gotten a combo is a pretty good strength of Rashid's. So just off of a light, you drive rush into another light, medium kick, then medium punch, and then whatever you like to do off of that. But you do make sure you practice the timing because it is a little different to other things you might be used to doing. Now, using like some heavies in the combos, the only time you can get, if you can, it's good to get a drive rush crouching heavy punch, because then that can lead to standing heavy punch, which, you know, is just good damage in your combo. And off of your mediums, you can generally do that, except for crouching medium kick. That doesn't work. So if you're getting a drive rush off of something like that, I recommend just going to 2 standing medium punches. Or a lot of the time you'll be closer to the corner, where you can get better stuff like this. But if we do have a medium punch, we can do something like this. Whoops. Which is a nice chunk of damage, or go into a level 1 as well. Whoops. Which is pretty flashy. Now, yeah, those are his kind of main combo situations you're going to get into a lot, just from regular hits into specials or hits into a drive rush. But he does have a few ways that he extends combos more interestingly when he's in the different situations. So particularly like when we get this medium kick, a lot of the time when you get this standing medium punch afterwards, like you can do a drive rush combo into something like this, but I actually recommend you use OD special moves to extend your combo instead. And that's actually kind of rare in this game, so you might be used to just using drive rush combos, but Rashid actually has some cool OD special moves. So particularly your Arabian Cyclone OD is pretty cool. So if I do the medium punch attack string into the OD Arabian Cyclone, I can run off to the opponent, just dash and hold forwards, and then as I'm holding forwards, just press a kick button and it'll do these cartwheels, and they actually juggle the opponent when you're going through this tornado. And then you can end in one of your spinning mixers, which is a pretty solid chunk of damage. And keep in mind, because this is just an OD special move combo, it's a whole single bar less than a drive rush combo, and it has a lovely amount of corner carry and damage and still a good knockdown. So I really recommend you go for this anytime you are getting a combo that is off of a medium punch. So if you know you can go into medium punch, whoops, whoa. You may as well go into this as your combo extender, because it's just slightly cheaper and similar damage, if not better, depending on what route you went for with a drive rush. And the medium punch target combo actually can also go into other extensions as long as you're not coming from a medium kick. So medium kick into this target combo, you can still do this OD combo, of course, because that's what we were just doing. But you can't go into these other extensions like this, because the opponent just doesn't get hit by it for some reason. But in any other situation that I'm getting a medium punch, like just perhaps after a jump in, or if I do like a drive rush into a crouching medium punch, since that's our really good pressure tool, and we see, oh, it actually hit, then we just go for a combo instead, then you can go for these kind of extensions. The easy one is you can go this into a roll, and if you want to go for the follow-up, you can, and that goes into a level 3, or you can just do the roll and then go into a special. Whoops. For a little bit more damage with the spinning mixer, the heavy version, or you can actually go for the fly, and this is what I particularly like doing because it's a bit of fun. You can go back kick to do the fly, and then you can do a heavy kick in the air for a nice knockdown. And from this knockdown particularly, you can lead to some like nasty kind of mix-ups. Thank goodness he says mix-up, or else I would have forgotten. But you can go for this kind of stuff where you just flail yourself all over the opponent, and depending on when you do it, it'll be a cross-up or not a cross-up. Like there, we completely switched sides we did, or I can also switch over to the other side of the opponent. It is just really, really variable. Like there, we were in the corner again. And there I switched to the other side. It all depends on where you do the heavy kick in the air. As you can see, that's a pretty strange mix-up, and of course I don't even have to do the jump. I can just use that awkward cross-up through to just switch on the other side of the opponent and go for some +1 block normals or an overhead. That if I did it earlier would have been a little meaty, and there's a lot of ridiculous stuff you can do after this. And you also have other options off of the fly, like I can just go straight into the light double jump, which can lead to some kind of interesting stuff depending on what the thing is. But what I like to do is do the medium punch into one of these double jumps. If I do a jump medium punch into these, this can lead to kind of an interesting safe jump style thing. And even if it isn't a safe jump, if you do it like the heavy version, this isn't a safe jump, but it goes at such a weird angle that once again, it'll just completely annihilate basically every character's DP. It is pretty amazing. And I can even go for my down heavy punch here. Just ridiculous shenanigans. So going for those options is also really good, and keep in mind they are free and they lead to a pretty awesome situation, so that's good to keep in mind, that you don't always need to be spending meter to get some shenanigans going with Rashid. Now in the corner is where his combos get a bunch more interesting, because anytime we get this medium punch launch, we can do like a partially charged projectile. So if I hold down the projectile, you can see there's like the flash and then the final thing comes out. If you just hold it down to basically when the opponent hits the floor, and you just release it when he does the flash, then you'll get a double hitting version. And as you saw there, if I hold it down the whole time, it just misses, so you don't want that. So you just release it a little bit early, and then it hits the opponent twice. And then you can go for a forwards medium punch into whichever end you like. You can do a heavy spinning mixer. For some simple, nice damage. Or what I like to do is do your forwards medium punch into down back medium punch and your forwards kicks, because that will actually lead to a safe jump setup. Let me show. Oops. As you can see, with this knockdown, I'm plus 41, and let's just test it to show I'm not lying. Get Jamie to do his wake up. I can block that DP when I did my jump in, and if he isn't DPing, my jump in will hit. So a safe jump for a character as ridiculous as Rashid, and that was actually a bad example. Using your heavy kick, yeah, it's really cool, you'll have lots of plus frames, but you can also use your down heavy punch for these safe jumps. So anytime I jump in and get this safe jump, I can get this double leap and get some ridiculous going in from that. Oh my goodness. It's hard to compile and really have in your mind all of the options he has at once. You kind of aim for one thing, and you're like, oh, there was also that other thing, and then the other thing, and then the other thing. And I think that's what you want to make the opponent feel more than you do. So you gotta make sure you rotate your options so that they're the ones confused, not you. But yeah, in the corner, that's kind of the main way his combos are different. And the only time his combos are particularly different is when he has one of these like special tornadoes on the screen. Like we mentioned, if you go this situation, you can get some kind of combo going like that, or if we're slightly closer to the corner, I think we can also get And yeah, that leads to the same combo route situation we were going for before, because there's so much corner carry that you just go straight into a corner combo. Pretty cool. Also, if you're not going for the light spinning mixer, there are other combo extensions you get when the tornado's on the screen, like your OD spinning mixer can be cancelled into the dive kick. And even without spending meter, that does a ton of damage now from your DP. And you can even spend meter on the dive kick to make it do even more. Half of the opponent's life from an OD spinning mixer. Jeez Louise. I guess the projectile was in there as well, but the damage is ridiculous. And yeah, they're the main ways that your combo change. This also happens when we have our level 2 on the screen. We won't go too into depth with level 2 combos, but this is an option. So you just level 2, neutral jump, heavy kick, and then you can use a spinning mixer at the end. Super simple combo if you don't want to make it complex. I can also use my OD spinning mixer there. Nice chunk of damage, a lot of corner carry, great knockdown, just everything you could possibly want. You can also do a route a little bit like this if you want for some other weird shenanigans. And that leads to like a triple side switch if you do this as well after the knockdown. It's like, whoa. And yeah, comboing into level 2, level 1 and level 3. Level 1, you can do stuff like this. Like if you ever go into the target combo, I think this works sometimes. Whoops. Yeah, that can work, but is like, I don't know, a bit random. Also, anytime you have your aerial medium spinning mixer in the corner, like like that, if they're in the air from that, the level 1 can connect there as well. But other than that, it's just kind of cool to go after simple standing non-juggle combos because you get this cool extra effect and more damage. And like we mentioned, level 2, anytime the opponent is in the air, you can get like this kind of thing, easily go into, level 3. So your Arabian Cyclone into the kick follow-up. And that can happen a lot, like even this situation once again, we can go into that super easily. And also your light and medium spinning mixers will go into your level 3 super easily because you've already pressed down forward punch to do them. You just do it again and it easily cancels into it. So from your pokes, you can easily go into it with little effort. That also means like if you've gone for like a juggle like this, or somehow the opponent is in the air, you can go for this one and easy peasy go into level 3. So there, I think basically all the main combo routes we need to know, except for some other like drive rush like into the overhead and this thing, but they all leave you decently plus enough that you'll be able to go into this. So then it is just the same combo routes as before, but you just have a slightly different starter. So I can do this kick and do this kind of stuff, switch over to the other side, or I can... Whoops. Go for the OD extension. A bunch of ways to extend the combos, but now that we've got those fundamentals down, that's basically all we need to know. And now just generally for game plan, of course, we're going to be throwing out a lot of projectiles when we're in this range, and if we ever get the chance, hold them down for a little bit so it's 2 hitting and goes through the opponent's projectiles, and if we can fully hold them down, that's amazing, because then we get this shenanigan, and we can just be plus, starting combos, just absolute total degenerate character whenever you have that tornado on the screen. Also, even if I can get it out on full screen, that makes my jump full screen, which is ridiculous. And also it's important to use all of our movement options. So like, of course, we've got a great dash. It's 18 frames. That's a really, really good privilege to have, but also I can run after it. And so that makes it easy to follow up on Oki, place the opponent down, even if they back roll. And also jumping in, make sure I make it hard for the opponent to anti-air me by using these double jumps, because if they do extend their hurt box by doing an anti-air or something, they'll probably get hit by these kicks. So make sure I'm abusing that as much as I can, because oh my goodness, is that ridiculous and abusable. When we're in poke distance, like standing light punch is really amazing. The like longest fast poke is going to be our medium kick, but anytime we're closer, just kind of use our medium punches, particularly crouching medium punch, because it doesn't push the opponent as far away. And even if it does hit, we can get into little combos like this that lead to safe jumps also. And yeah, full screen. I have to remember I have this. I don't think I've used this ever before. And is there much else that's really like critical to our game plan? Basically, anytime we get this as an anti-air or any of our knockdowns, because they're such long knockdowns, everything's like over 30 frames. I can go for these ridiculous shenanigans that aren't technically safe jumps and stuff, but they totally mess up everyone's DP. I can quickly show you against Juri, just so you know this is for real. Okay, so now Juri's here. She's got like a proper hits you out of the air DP, so she should be able to catch any of my weirdness, right? Where I'm flailing myself in the air. Well, not really. So we've got Juri on the screen now, who is more of a, you know, hit you out of the air DP. So even if, as long as I get my nice decent knockdowns like this, I just go straight over most characters' DPs. And I can just easily get a punish counter if I'm better at the game. And get some kind of combo off of that. Even the situations where it doesn't really work, like sometimes after this, if I try to do the close one to not like put myself in the corner, she can't hit me. But a lot of the time, if I'm like suspicious, I can do my double jump, and sometimes that stuffs DPs as well. Like that made hers kind of weird, but I've seen it also before. Whoops. Like there, you can like get trades or weird awkward punish counters if you try to do the leap as well. So either you might get a weird trade, you might go flying over them. There's a lot of weird things that go on, but generally it seems to work out in his favor, which is pretty fortunate. If I even do something like this, yeah, like just a regular jump into that thing, because it hits people high in their DPs where they're not invincible, like you get easy trades, it's pretty cool. And I just realized I forgot to show any drive impact combos. Whoopsie, my bad. Haven't done this in a bit, but he has a pretty cool drive impact combo actually. He's got this aerial command normal, this up heavy kick if he does a neutral jump. So you can use that to launch the opponent into the air, and then use your heavy kick again to launch them again, and then forward medium punch into some kind of ender. So nice chunk of damage, looks really cool, but if adding this in can make it like a little bit too tricky, so if you do want to keep it simpler, or maybe you're too far away, like at some certain ranges it wouldn't even connect if I did this. So if you want to make it a little bit easier, you can just do a dash in into the heavy kick, because then the opponent will be counted as airborne. So just do a dash into the heavy kick, and then continue as you are. Alright then, now, that was a lot to process, a lot to follow. Hopefully you were processing and following, and we're about to test if I was, even though I was the one doing it, by going online together. Let's see how we do. Alright. Going in with Rashid. It's actually, once again, a few days later, because, whoops, my Ethernet cable was not working. So I had to wait for it to work because I was not about to record or play a bunch of Street Fighter on Wi-Fi, because I'm just a nice guy like that. Okay, Rashid versus Guile. What do we do? Probably backing off was not the right idea at the start, and obvious jumps are also not a good idea. Let's shut up. Whoa. Oh, whoa, okay, bro. No, I thought that was you. Yeah, that doesn't really work on block. Oh, why did I throw him backwards? Didn't get a confirm off of that. Okay, first games, we're fine. Whoa! Okay. Oh yeah. No! Oh, I forgot you have to do a forwards medium punch. Okay, that was nearly a big flop round, but got kind of more composed near the end. Okay, but I can maybe fly myself over his flash kick. I mean, if he's being patient, cool, because I also have projectiles. Oh. Let's just try this out. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, wrong way. Hey, is it not invincible? What? The range on the thing is so awesome. Okay, few things that I messed up that were key there. When I did that combo in the corner, it was nearly cool, and I was about to test out my safe jumps against the guy with the DP. But I did forwards kick after my this thing, which is the fly. We don't want that accidentally. We want to do the slide. I'm also not really confirming anything, which is not great. That's probably also not a great punish option. We're learning. Hey, hey, nice. Let's just try this. Oh, not long enough? I could have DI'd that back, you kidding me? Oh. Okay. We're winning, but only barely, and not because I'm doing anything particularly well. Ah, I'm not holding that for long enough, you kidding? Okay. No, why didn't I confirm that into anything? Hey, that's the Rashid classic. I know that one. Oh, no. What if I just throw this out? Does this beat his projectiles? No! How am I messing that up, bro? I'm gonna blame it on his Wi-Fi. This is like ping of or 25 milliseconds. That's really good Wi-Fi. What the hell, man? How did you do that? Must be sitting right on the router. Okay, great. From Guile to Zangief, we get to try out all 2 extreme matchups. I don't really know anything about what people say about Rashid's matchups, but what I will do this round is I think I'm gonna try and the power of shutting up a little bit more, because I was getting a lot of kind of, you know, my setups were kind of ready last time, but I just wasn't hit confirming anything at all, and I dropped a lot, just like that. So I will try to shut up. Okay. Cool. Hey look, I got one confirmed. Just because I was quiet for once. Damn. Rashid's cool. I love his design. He was always cool, but I feel like they... See, be quiet. They nailed his look in this one. That he really, his outfit really emphasizes, I don't know, his windy, breakdancey, mobile character. Why are you mashing after that? Can you just block, please? What? Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Oh, okay. Great. No, also great. Oh, am I dead from that anyways? Oh no, I'm alive? What? What if I just summon this now? I want to see how much I can abuse this. Like, can I take someone's life really easily? Maybe. I get like 3 runs of the powered up spinning mixer, so I think that could be a really good way of chipping someone out, or at least taking a ton of their drive gauge. Okay. Oh. Oh! What a great punish for me. No! I don't know what that was. Shut up. Oh, I don't know what that was. Shut up. It wasn't me. Broken controller. Got it. Okay. Oh, we're still in our placement matches. I thought I had accidentally done them already. I guess we should maybe see if we can really try hard. Get placed not in gold. I don't really feel like spending all those drive rushes there, even though the combo is very satisfying. I guess as long as I'm close enough to the corner, it's worth it. No, I did backwards again, damn it. Very improvised, very dumb combos. I can't believe I messed up and pressed backwards again. My favorite Rashid players, when I watch them, they go for safe jump after safe jump after safe jump, and I've dropped every opportunity I got to go for one. Hey, we're still winning. Can't complain too much. Okay. Kimberly, I feel like we're pretty similar characters in what we want to do, so this could be interesting. Oh god. Oh, damn. Ouch. But not ouch enough. Oh, yeah. Wow, what a cool line. Not ouch enough. That punish counter throw would have actually killed me if the bomb didn't go off and then she dropped her combo. So, very lucky. Very lucky on my part. Thanks, Kimberly. Damn it, I'm not hit confirming anything. And also my pressure is kind of trash. I went backwards again, let's fix that. No, that's... oh my goodness. Bro, what? He definitely meant to do that. Oh yeah, I forgot she likes throws. just do this. Oh. No! 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 Damn, if I had done the forward spinning mixer or anything else after she got hit by that tornado. God damn it. What if I just start with this? Can she punish that? Nah, she doesn't know. She definitely can. I don't remember what even to do against that. It's been a while, okay? Thank you. Oh, that was too far. Didn't mean to put myself straight in the corner. Oh, yes, thank you. What do we do? Wait, what if I just try a level 2 combo? Easy. And flashy. That's all we need. Ooh, okay, diamond. I don't think... Have I placed diamond in with anyone else's placement? I think I accidentally did with Dalston. I suppose because he was the last character I tried out. Oh no. I swear, can I please land this combo? What is going on? I'm thinking about it too much that I'm messing it up, bro. I promise, before clicking the record button, that combo was easy peasy. I landed it tons. But now, it's just a case of you just trust me, bro. Okay, what if I just jump at her? Oh. Oof. Ow. Thanks, her combos are as good as mine. Does that work? Definitely not. Okay, let's try this. Out of here. No, that was kind of predictable. I don't want to be the kind of person that as soon as I see a parry, I go for a throw. It's the type of person I like to make fun of, not be. Okay, let's see how this goes. Hey, okay, I landed it. You still don't know whether I would have gotten the under, but I promise that I would have. Oh wow, 6 win streak? Rashid? Thanks. Okay, and Jamie. Another rush down. At least to Jamie, it's kind of like the... oh my god, what is his name? Dude in Strive that is really simple and does Fuder arc. Whoa, that is really weird. Why don't I know his name? But he's kind of just like, not technically annoying, but the people that play him annoy me. Nice dropped combo. Nice re-picked up combo. Oh! Oh no. Nice. I burnt out myself, so I couldn't drive impact back. Okay. Nice. Too many drive impacts. Now that we've placed in diamond, I think we've got to cut that out. No! I am the person that goes for a throw right after someone parries. No. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do the other one. The Siberian Express, but no, Arabian Cyclone. Whoops. Rashid has too many inputs. I'm gonna blame it on that. Oh, no! No, no. I thought he was gonna be respectful after all that bullying I just did. No! I did not mean to do that. That was meant to be my EX projectile. Trust me. Oh, God. Ah, that was meant to be... No. Oh, God. Okay. Jamie wins. Not so good. But I think I can make better decisions. No, it isn't proper invincible, is it? Oh, yeah. Bro, stop crossing me up. Leave me alone. No way. That's awesome, bro. No! How did I mess that up? I don't know how a standing medium kick came out there, but... Oh, maybe I was mashing on the parry button. Oh, nice! You knew that I was gonna do that? Unintentional, but thank you very much for not punishing me. Oh, that does so much damage for an anti-air. Ooh, okay. Really doesn't want to be there. Okay, I gotta hit him out of the air. This is too much. Or at least just air to air him. That's not enough. We should have become something with a few more hits, but hey, whatever. We got it. Hey, don't hit me. Don't mash on me. Oh, you gave him the idea. Ooh, nice. I didn't know we could do that. Rashid classic. I didn't have any. No. I tried to press driving back, but of course it comes out as a heavy kick. Let's just try this. Is it still there? No, it's gone. No, that wasn't worth much. Okay, cool. No. No. No! God damn it, of course he went for that. Is that 2 losses? No, it was. I hope we get rematched. Can we friendly rematch? No.
Comes a new challenger.
Okay, I think we're probably nearing the end. I don't even remember how many matches we've done now. But possibly finishing off with a Blanca adds a nice diversity if we do match up. Ooh. Why is he orange?
Welcome to the stream.
Bro, why is he orange? That looks so weird. Don't do that to your Blanca. Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Hey, actually, I think I can go into heavy punch. Medium kick counter hit. I mean, punish counter. Ah, no! Okay. Oh, I thought it would still be there. Whoops. He went under it! What? Oh my goodness. This is some NetherRealm stuff. What the heck? Okay. Okay. Oh. Crap. Nice. Okay, that was really good. Oh, I'm still alive. I could choose to complain about Blanca, but I think this guy just did a really good job at generally playing Blanca and not getting hit by my Rashid shenanigans. Oh, that comboed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that was really stupid. I think he's got me. He's put me in position and I do not know what to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, that doesn't work. Why would I do that? I know this. Oh my goodness. He got me. He got me good. Nice. Okay. Are you kidding? You are kidding. None of that. No. What? That caught me from... I guess I could have done the... I could have tried doing my double jump, but I just didn't think that would hit me at all. Are you kidding? Ah. Okay, this is my only hope. Come back here. Let me try again. No! Oh yeah, that's plus as heck. No, get away. Get away from me. Monkey! No! Oh no. 4 losses in a row. We can't do that. We can't end on that. We're doing another match. Or I'll cut that out. I won't. I'm too lazy for that. Oh, okay. Let's go, Luke. Wi-Fi, Luke. No, no, ha, ha, ha. We're not about that. Okay. I don't know why I left that. I was deciding about what to cancel it into and didn't cancel into anything. Oh, great. Great decision making going on right now. I'm not really sure what's going on in my brain, but I can answer not much. Ah, damn it. How did... Turn around to the other side to punch me? Not cool. No. No. I believe I'm messing that up so often. No, I'm gonna have to make another video where the only thing I aim for is not dropping that damn combo in the corner. Now I've stressed myself so much out about landing it that I just can physically not. Ooh, protect invulnerable. Fully invulnerable. Burnout. Oh. Ow. Ah, man, and that freezes my burnout too. That is not cool. Yep. If I can just squeeze out a level 2 somewhere, like now, I think we'll be all good. Really nice pressure there. Yes. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. But absolutely brainless burnout pressure will always work. -3, not on my books. Not on my watch. We're just gonna mash every button we have that is -3 until he dies. And are we gonna confirm any of them? Absolutely not, but we will. Too far. I don't know what I was going for. Oh! No, that was pretty good reactions. It was meant to be a drive rush. Oh, that was definitely too far. Hey, no! Medium kick. I didn't press you. Ah! No, I couldn't get up high enough. Okay, no, we've got this. In the bag. Nice, okay. I need to stop testing him. I say as I do the same thing again 2 seconds later. No! Oh no! Oh no! He knew! Oh no! And again! No! What? How did I mess that up? I'm definitely gonna DP anyways. Did it again! Oh. Bro. Complete degeneracy. Okay. For the last round, let's at least try to have a whiff of try hard, or just a few, I don't know, acceptable decisions. Okay. Yes. Damn, I kind of messed up the combo, but that's okay. Hey, I'm plus. Ah, too far again. But he still did the right thing. Oh, okay, got it. Let's just keep it simple.
And after a fierce battle, round 2. Fight.
And what's this round? Oh, nearly got over it. Okay. Okay. Going great. Oh, nice. Never mind. I thought he was going to go into a level 3. Hey, that was meant to be a whoop. This. Oh, no, just out of reach. Nah, none of that. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm incapable of learning. I can't believe I threw it away with that. Also, I dropped the combo in the corner. Hey, nah. Enough of this negative talk. We got this. I think I need to go for more throws for my plus frames. People just accept that I'm gonna press buttons and okay. Okay, nice, I suppose. No. Oh yeah, great combo. No, nearly got it. Ah, nice. All right then. Do we accept our defeat? I don't think we do. I think we do one more. Accepting defeat? Not here. Right, we've got another Luke with dumbass colors, and this is our chance to revenge. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, going great. Damn it. Somehow I messed up doing a medium punch target combo. Oh, that whiffed. Are you kidding? Come back here. Oh, wrong special. It just came out in time. Nope. But I will. Nice.
Round 2. Fight.
That didn't work. He knew? Oh, great. I think that's a few too many DPs for me. I need to put a DP ban on myself. Okay. Oh, still not enough hits. Oh, ow. No! Well, that was epic. That was also epic. No! What happened? What is that? Someone's law of something. Anything that goes up must come down. Any 6 win streak must result in a 6 loss streak. God damn it! I'm being read to shreds. Yeah, okay. I can't dial that in so willy-nilly. Oh my god. Nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, you can hit me out of that? Crap! Yeah, I should have thought about that. In Burnout, it's a pretty dire situation, so it's gonna be mashing on a super whenever he can, and I didn't think about that. That was 2 losses already? Man, bro, this is not going well. It's not going... Do I have to cut out half an hour of this video?
Here comes a new challenger.
Alright. This could go extremely easy, or extremely wrong. Just depending if, I don't know. I get my non-steamroll with the command grabs and get straight to level 5 on round 1. Otherwise, I think if we spend enough time in the air, we should be fine. Oh, I thought that could convert. Okay. Spend a lot of time in the air, and I think we're a lot safer. Oh, yeah, bad choice. Here we go. Oh, nice. Hey! Hey! Okay, this is gonna be the last one, guys. I actually landed the thing that I dropped about 200 times for no reason. But now that I've landed it, we're A-okay, and she wasn't a fan of it. She said, you better drop your combos or else I'm leaving. And I didn't drop my combos, so she left. And even though I would really like to do another set, I think I'm gonna end this here or else it'll be hours long. But I'm gonna be playing more Rashid, don't you worry. So, for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching all the way to the point that I finally got a win. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.